It was at the start of the evening after everybody broke up, and one came from one direction, one came from the other, and it was a gray shimmering, like you see the shimmering of light on the road. There was a gray shimmering each one, and I asked my daughter to talk to the gentleman that gave the talk on the history of the fort, and he said that where these two apparitions stopped at, the flagpole used to be there.
Huh.
And then my wheelchair broke, and I had to fix it. And Wayne had gone to get me a bottle of water, so I moved up closer to the doctor's office. And while I was sitting there out of the corner of my eye, I caught the figure of a woman quickly walking towards me, and I thought she was trying to catch up with the group. And I started to say, hold on, I'll move, and no lady. She didn't. Thank you.
Rough night.
But yeah, that was pretty.
That's cool. Yeah, you were pretty stationary. I mean, you were.
Yeah, I was stationary and by myself quite a bit. And it's like you felt like I talked to Lorraine. It's like the soldiers had been forgotten from the battle, but when they do this spirits of appearing and things like that, they're getting the attention they didn't get in life. And my sense was that there's people still buried there, probably in the walls of the fort. You know.
Oh yeah.
So this is all the personal experiences people have? Dave, what did I miss? That was the first one. Also, I didn't miss too much. That's good. Who else had anything happen to them? Anything? Yeah, what happened?
We were at the bottom of casemate 11, and we were the very last group to go in there. And I guess the two groups before us had met a soldier, a young soldier, 18, and we all were asking questions. We got a lot of information that his name was Sean. He was 18, the year 1776. He was under General Washington. There was just like a bunch of yes and no questions, kind of standard.
No? You can't hear her? We'll take care of that.
Hey, everybody.
Do the Donahue thing.
One pastor. Pat, where are you going?
Or go back to bed.
Someone's still asleep.
So anyway, Jay and Grant had asked all the women in the group if we minded if we got touched, and there was only one girl who said no. She stood behind Grant, and the rest of us said okay. Well, I felt like two hands go down my arms, and it was like a pins and needles feeling. I didn't want to say anything and be the crazy lady who thinks she was touched. So I didn't say anything, and he kept asking them to make sure that we knew that they were touching us, and I just felt like pins and needles, and like I was going to throw up or pass out. I just got really sick to my stomach, and I was afraid of passing out on the floor, so I had to say something. And then when he walked me outside, left me out there, they came back in and asked questions just to confirm it was me, and he did answer that it was me that he had touched.
Wow, so you had something maybe touch you. It's interesting. Yes, Dave? Why, people missed it? Oh, no, he had a good personal experience. Anybody not hear that? Nobody heard that? Why didn't you guys think of this before? Am I the only smart guy in this room? No. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I like your snowman pajamas. That's a personal experience. But anyway, last night I was stationary for most of the evening, and right after we first got in there and everybody kind of split up, I was sitting there and there was two gray apparitions. One come from one side of the fort, one come from another direction, and they met in the middle as if they were talking or had just met. And I asked my daughter to go and ask the gentleman that spoke on the history part what was out there at one time. And he said there was a flagpole made from a ship's mast that stood out there. And then my wheelchair broke and I went to get it fixed. And Wayne, the caretaker, went to get me a bottle of water, and I'm sitting on the sidewalk next to the doctor's office. And out the corner of my eye, I see a woman who's walking rather quickly in light-colored clothing coming up the sidewalk towards me. And I started to say, here, I'll move so you can get by. And she was gone. Didn't hear any
Now, was
steps
she
behind me.
solid or was she sort of see-through?
It was shadowy, but you could tell it was a woman. You know, you could tell it was a woman.
Wow, so that may be the most intense experience of the night. Anybody else have anything that could sort of rival that? Anybody see, you have something? Was it an experience or was it an actual paranormal? You guys have mics too. What if someone asks you a question over there? I have to walk all the way over there? Gee. Just kidding, guys, you don't have to.
I met the soldier in the torpedo room, liked me, and followed me around the room, and Jay and Grant would have me move from position to position, and he would follow me, and he thought I reminded him of his mother. So he was attached to me the entire time we were there.
Wow, so, and that's one of the soldiers you said. They,
That's what
wow, that's pretty cool. Jeez. Anybody else with actual experience? Now, I know in the John Zaffis building, the building John Zaffis was in, some people claim they had a window closed on. Those are you people back there, huh?
Not once,
Twice? We gotta hear that real quick. Thanks.
On tape if you want to listen to it, because we're just going to carry on a little bit after the second one.
Okay, well, we'll get to a point where we can hear recordings and things, but why don't you tell us what actually happened?
Well, we went in and I told Elizabeth I wanted her to meet my sister Elizabeth, my sister Betty was there. And Betty said she was afraid of heights and asked her if she was. Well, nothing happened. All of a sudden, the window slammed. Well, it scared us, but you know, the window slammed. Okay, we went over, we jiggled the window, we do all kind of stuff to see if it would fall. The other windows in the building are propped open. This one wasn't. So we said, okay. So we started joking around and everything. Then we said, okay, if that was you, do it again. Well, she did. And it was even a bigger bang, and there was people downstairs that come upstairs, and I ran out screaming. I said, I have enough. And everybody heard that, I'm sure. And we left, and John made us come back in again, and nothing happened after that. But he took the top of the window and tried to push it down, which it did, but it didn't make the same slamming noise. I mean, it was loud. I don't know where the girl is, but there was somebody downstairs. They came running upstairs because they heard it. It didn't, I mean, once, okay, could be an accident, but twice.
So after you asked for something to happen, or once you started talking to it, whatever it may be, did you get any sensations or anything, or all of a sudden the window just closed? And how long?
It didn't just close, it slammed.
It slammed?
It slammed.
Now, after how long you mentioned the name, or you mentioned, or any sort of trying to get an interaction, how long did it take until the window closed?
The first time it was immediate, and on my tape you can't hear what we first said. You know, that's like not on the tape what we were talking about, and then it was on, but the rest of it's all on tape. I don't know, maybe a minute after the second time we asked.
Okay, so, but it did happen, it wasn't like an hour later, and it was, so it was in a few minutes. It was within a few minutes. That's really interesting, thank you.
But did you ever have that slam?
I'm not sure, we've only been there once, so I don't know, we didn't experience it when we were there, but there's people that are there a lot more than us, they may have, but we didn't when we were there. That's very cool. Anybody else have anything that's sort of, yes, Dave?
I'm sure most of you know that my father here had quite a crazy experience, and he's going to go over it again. And there's a woman who also...
Dave, what's going on? What did you do? Just kidding. I think it was me.
All right, he'll explain.
He hasn't changed in all these years. He's my man, though. I tagged along. I didn't go the first 2 nights. You know, I was pretty pooped. So I said, I have to go one night before we go home. So I tagged along. I didn't even know where we were going. I just followed along. I wanted to sit and watch everybody do their thing. So we were in a barracks. Is that there? So as soon as you go through the one door, you could go to the door to the left or the door to the right. I went to the right, and as all of you that have been there, there's a bench right there. So I sat my rear end down. My rear end is flat now because I didn't move for 5 hours. But when we first got in, there was a bunch of people. And about a half hour later, they all got up. This is what you missed. And they went into the other room. I thought I was alone. And then shortly after that, right to my left, it's only 3 feet away from me, is the doorway. And I actually, in the way I explained to some of the people, it was like Cousin It coming through the door. Took an extreme left, went to the fireplace, and disappeared. Now, I didn't have any gadgets or anything. I'm fumbling for my flashlight, and I didn't see anything anymore. So usually, you doubt yourself, but I saw what I saw. I'm a retired police officer, and I've seen a lot of strange things in my life. I saw what I saw. And shortly after that, I don't know what woman it is, because I talked to her, she was in the dark, and what had happened is that shortly after that, someone that was in the back of the room came forward. She had one of those K2 meters. And as soon as she got to the spot where I saw the figure, I don't know if it was shadowy, it was just, like I said, like Cousin It coming through real quick, all right? The K2 meter went crazy right where I saw it. So, pardon me? And I didn't say anything to anybody. I didn't get up or start yelling. My heart started pounding a little bit because I was excited. But then when I saw David a little later, I pulled him over. I said, I think I saw something. In fact, I'm pretty sure I saw something. Because all the other shadows that you see from the planes and everything, they didn't move as quick as this did. It was definitely something, and I saw it come through the door, take a left, and then disappear. I saw what I saw, what I saw. So I told David about it, and I guess David found is the woman that had the K2 meter, that had the hit, is she here by any chance?
She was in my group. She's gone.
All right, but were you with her when the K2 meter went off? That's exactly where I saw it. So, and I didn't say anything to anybody at first, and then later on, when all the other groups came, Dave explained what happened, and we did some EVP work. But that was pretty cool, let me tell you. All right.
Thank you, Papa Tango.
So that's personal experiences. Now, is there anybody, I know you don't get too much time to review any of the evidence you collected, but you had a little bit of time, very little, only maybe an hour or so, because you still want to get 8 hours of sleep, right? So was anybody able to find anything in just a little bit of time that they had to review anything? You guys said something. Why don't you come up here? That way we can play. Oh, we don't have a mini pin. Do we have a mini pin? Yeah.
Hi. We were a bunch of girls in our group, and it was the second floor where Elizabeth's room was, and it was the room with the mannequin in it, and so we went in there. We weren't in there maybe a minute, and I had asked the question, is there anybody here with us? And we got a response.
You got a response? Yeah? And
it was a male voice.
Did you hear this when you were there, or you only heard it recorded? Okay, let's hear it. Is it all queued up?
Yeah, I got it like close to it.
Close to it, huh? That's your trick. Just kidding. I'm only kidding. You do switch numbers. Well, that could be a medical problem. Just saying.
and make a noise. You touch one of us. And make a noise. And make a noise. Is there anybody with us? Do you have a name? And make a noise. Is there anybody with us? Do you have a name?
I heard something, Mark.
And make a noise.
I didn't hear anything there.
It came out a lot clearer on the headphones.
It came out clear on the headphones? Are you sure you're not just lying to us? No.
Uh-oh.
Tango, get your red headphones.
Oh, yeah, I gotta get them. Thank you.
Now, maybe play that part one more
Do you have
time.
a name?
Listen closely, guys. Maybe you'll hear it.
Is there anybody with us? Do you have a name?
Right there.
I heard it.
There.
Yeah, you heard it, right?
There's a,
Right there,
so,
in between there,
Yeah.
you do hear a voice.
yeah, it says Mark or something like that.
Yeah.
Is there anybody with us? Do you have a name?
Can you bring it closer to me?
It's low, but it's there.
Is there anybody with us? Do you have a name?
It actually doesn't sound like a name, it just sounds like yes.
Yeah.
A long drawn out yes.
Something.
Yeah, like a groaning.
Yes.
I think it comes out clear.
Well, that's it. John. Thanks, Mark. You gotta fix this thing. John, take that game out of there. I don't know. You're good now. Okay, so now let's hear that one more time. Now, everybody, pay attention to that particular spot because I'm not hearing it, but I want to go closer to the speaker. Thank you, John. Hello.
I lost the spot.
Okay, this is what we inside. Here. Okay, did you want to be
Christian
invited?
Bale fan over there.
We already know that.
Okay, she's gonna go cue that particular piece up again. Anybody else have anything that is sort of anything, photos, any video, audio? You have something? Come on. Come on.
Well, I don't have it with me.
You don't have it with you?
It was a video thing.
I see.
Well, it was like an orb, but orbs are really...
Dave will get you with the microphone. Thank you, Dave. Also, you guys, you can email them to Mark, any video, audio you have. He's going to compile a website, right? That's going to, where, still happening where people who come to these events can upload all their stuff, whether it be audio, video clips, stories, and that way you guys can talk back and forth what you might have.
If you look at your ticket, there's a number on it, and that's going to be your login, so that only people from this night will be able to post their evidence from this night, and so on. And there'll be little message boards. It's in the works. It's almost done.
In the meantime, you can email any audio clip to him or whatever, and he may send out a mass email with everybody to the location so you can hear it, things like that.
Well, I didn't bring it because I don't think orbs are really legitimate evidence anymore, but it was the exact place where we were told that the black shadow came in. There's a fireplace. There's like this red orb floating around. It got small and big, and it like flickered twice, and it was floating all around. And I thought it was a camera at first, but there weren't any windows to where that camera flash would have been floating around somehow.
I see. So maybe something on video there, a little ball of light or something.
Yeah, I thought I'd mention it though, because it was like the exact place that he said he saw the shadow.
Very cool. Very cool. Thank you. Anybody else? Anything with any possible video? Any audio? No? Okay, good.
Wait.
Yes, Dave.
Yes, I was just asking Dave if it was true. The same group, the girl that had the K2 when we saw the shadow, I think it was right after that, we went all the way to the right. There was a private room that had a bed and a desk and a little fireplace, showing door. So we closed the door, and none of us had our cell phones. We were in there for about 10 minutes. We put the K2 on the bed, and I had my video camera. Sorry, I don't know if that's me, the feedback. So I had my video camera, and Scott laid on the bed and asked it, "Are you scared?" And then the K2 started freaking out. And as I was shining my video on it, and I was about from here to this guy away from it, you know the sound a cell phone makes when you put it next to a speaker right before it rings? It makes that static sound on a speaker.
Yes.
You can hear that on my video as the K2 meter's going, and like I said, it's about 6 feet away. And then we wait a couple seconds, we ask it again, and it starts going off again. It was responding back. And I have that on video and audio too. Upstairs, I don't have it with me, but it's upstairs. But that was pretty cool.
Very good. Anybody else with any questions or anything before we wrap it up? No. No questions? All right. Well, guys, thanks for coming, everybody. And if you had fun at this event, they'll be putting more on. Not necessarily sure if will be here, but they'll be doing more, and be good to see you at another one. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much.
And,
All great. Thank you. Amazing. What a